So ideally, there are two kinds of externalities. One is production externality. The other is consumption externality. Under production or under consumption, in either case, we can further divide this in two parts. It can be positive or negative. Here also, it can be positive or negative. Okay. Now, the question that arises is, what are externalities? Externalities, as the name suggests, are certain external effects which an individual does not consider as part of calculating the price mechanism of any product or any service or for anything. So an externality, for example, can be externality related to education. Whenever an individual educates himself, there are certain positive effects related to that education. For example, the positive effect can be that the individual becomes a more better citizen. The individual now starts voting with better responsibility. The individual now starts, taking care of the natural resources much more better than he used to do earlier. So that ways a person becomes much more responsible after educating himself. Now, these are the positive effects related to education. But whenever a person is educating himself, he would only be considering the private or personal benefit associated to education and would not consider what are the extra benefits related to education. For example, I will only consider my private utility, private benefit while, and while finding out that whether I should study till class 10th, till class 12th, graduate, postgraduate, and so on. My decision of getting myself educated till a level will not depend on what I am, how I'm benefiting to the society, whether the society is getting benefited because my thought process is improving or not. So, over and all, whenever there is a positive, so, education can be considered as a consumption side because you are consuming education. So, whenever we talk, so an education has a positive benefit associated to it. But over and all, what is happening is that you have certain benefit associated with education, and you have an external benefit associated with education. Now, the external benefit associated with education will definitely be lower than the private benefit, which makes sense. Why? Because the utility or the benefit or the value that you give to your education will always be more than what society gives to your education. But the society might definitely give some value to your education which you do not consider. So this part becomes an externality, because this is the part which the society does not consider, does not give